Hi guys, my name is Dart Pro. I'm a Sonic Adventure 2 battle speedrunner, and today we're going to break Crazy Gadget, Mission 3. Cool, huh? So I intentionally did not hit the Chao. Usually what I would do is I would go a little bit lower, land on it, and then just jump on him, because jumping on Chao is fun, just ask Talon. And basically I just wanted to give you a good visualization of what the trick is supposed to look like. So let's slow that down and have another look at what's going on. So obviously we come down here. This is pretty normal for those of you who are good at Crazy Gadget skip. And then we're coming down this way. Well, this is where it starts getting a little bit weird. So as you can see, I just jumped straight off this ledge, out of bounds, magically, and made it to the Chao. That seems kind of strange. First of all, Dark Pro, how did you get out of bounds? And we'll answer that question in a minute. Question 2 is, Mission 3? Pfft, you don't do ILs. And you're right, I don't. However, Mission 3 is a really good way to practice for Mission 1. CGSS Mission 1 is hard. It has a lot of things that need to go right, and one of those things is that you need to get the distance to get to the goal ring. It's difficult. In Mission 3, you have all the same things. You have to get out of bounds and stuff, but you don't need the distance to make it to the end. In fact, you barely need any distance at all. So you can really easily practice this skip with Mission 3. And as you get better and better at your angle, you get smoother, you get better at Mission 1. And once you learn how to get out of bounds, you really got the hard part. Making it to the end, yeah, it's tricky. But if you get the out of bounds properly, making it to the end, not so bad. Keeping it smooth, a little bit tougher. Anyway, let's have a look at what's going on here. Oh wait, we can't see anything. This is the Crazy Gadget camera. So this is obviously not the best camera angle in the game. And this is one of the first challenges that we'll have to deal with. It doesn't show anything of what I need, so we're going to go to my backup plan. I've got a little model of this area in Crazy Gadget, so let's switch over to that and see what we can see. Here we go. Does this look a little bit familiar? Maybe not. So up here is where we have all the gravity switches, 1, 2, 3. We have the little room that has that other weird gravity switch to go to the other side. This wall right here is the one that we're running on, and down here is the little lip that we're standing on to do this trick. And all the way down here is probably where that door is for Crazy Gadget skip. We're not so interested in that. What we're interested in is how this area looks from a death plane point of view. And there are no death planes in here. You can see here that after the lip, the walls turn kind of slanty, and you can verify that in the game. It's really hard to verify, believe me. Stupid camera. Anyway, one of the things that the trick is, well, pretty much known for is that the camera gets stuck right on this corner here for a while. And obviously that makes it really difficult to see where you're going. So this little model can help us out. Normally what we see in the game sort of looks like this. So we can see the boxes are over here, Sonic's here, and then our target point is here, and we try to get out of bounds up and this way. This is not very helpful though, because this doesn't tell us where we need to get. So just for funsies, I'm going to enable the view of what some of us call the death planes. There we go. This is how it actually looks, kind of. This is my best guess, honestly. I don't have concrete numbers to say, well, this is where they are. This is just the best guess that I've got. But it does a pretty good job. So you can see something very important. One, we have a roof here. You don't want to touch this. But we have sort of a flat roof, even though the walls are slanty there. And these walls are part of a death plane as well, and those walls come up partially, but not all the way to the roof. So there's a gap that you can get out. And in fact, if you wanted, you could just straight up jump off this ledge, go down a little bit to get below this death plane, and then you would just fall out. And I've done that in one of my other videos. You could literally just jump out. Just bye, Crazy Gadget. It's been fun. See you later. And you'll just fall either forever, or you'll you'll kill yourself on the death plane near the end of the level. But that doesn't help us to get to the end, because the goal ring isn't over here somewhere, it's actually over here, and a fair ways down. But that's okay. As you can see, if we do a clever spin dash jump and sort of twist our way out, we can get to that sort of area over here. And that's what we want. The trick is that if I put this into a sort of a side profile, yeah, that'll do okay. So we're standing about here. The roof death plane is right here, and then the gap is of course over here. So Sonic needs to spin dash down below this corner here. If you touch that corner, you die, by the way. Important. So he needs to spin dash down and then sort of flatten out to make it out. Obviously, if you do it too shallow, you'll end up hitting this corner and you'll just die. Not good. If you do it too deep, you'll go straight down here and ploop into this death plane. That's not good. But if your little S curve there is too much, you'll come down and up all the way back into the roof again. And that can make it really difficult to tell what's going on, because it'd be like, okay, obviously that one was too flat, I gotta put more curvature in it, and then you'll die again, just in what seemingly seems like the same place, but you'll be dying on all sorts of different corners and death planes and walls, and, you know, not helpful. So what you need to do is put just enough curvature on your jump here to flatten out and match up with the angle of this roof death plane here, so that you fly straight out. And then from there, you just have to make your way wherever you're going with your control stick. And that's a trick in and of itself, but Mission 3 makes that easier. Really, with Mission 3, all you have to do to really do okay is get out of bounds. If you can get out of bounds, Mission 3 is pretty Mickey Mouse. And that's what we're going to concentrate here, is on getting out. So the angle on the control stick, sort of, you can, if you perfectly graze this edge, you almost don't need any curvature at all. Just the tiniest hair of curvature will do. But if you're having a lot of trouble, sometimes it's really easy to come all the way down here and then make your way out like this. A lot of people find that easier. So that if you find a curvature you're comfortable with, you can make it work for Mission 3. That's no problem. For Mission 1, you might have to change your approach. You might have to get a really good one. For Mission 3, if you get out of bounds, you're good to go. So, let's have a look back at the game here and see if I can make this a little bit clearer. Obviously, one of the challenges here is that you need to be able to get a spin dash jump in the area of this ledge. If you can do Crazy Gadget skip normally, it's not so bad. It's pretty similar to that. But it is a challenging one, and you have to concentrate to get it. So make sure you give it the attention it deserves, and make sure you get that spin dash jump pretty good. Get your X release and your A press, in my case at least, for the next Xbox 360 controller, or whatever your controller is. Make sure you got the button combinations down. You can make that jump, because sometimes I sure can't. We'll see if I can do it today. Anyway, from an actual doing perspective, the best way I find to set this up is to get Sonic down here on this ledge and stand on this white tile here on the box. This is a pretty good starting spot. The starting spot is not super sensitive, but it helps to start from the same spot every time when you're learning. Consistency is good. The more consistency you put in, the more consistency you'll probably get out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge a spin dash fully. Make sure you charge a spin dash fully. It's very important. And that will really help you get consistency with this trick. A lot of people short charge the spin dashes because they're trying to get fast. You are just going to hurt yourself doing that. Make sure the spin dash is charged exactly how it needs to be charged. I'm going to hold it up and right. And then as I pass that quarter on the wall that I'll be approaching, I'm going to do just a little bit of an adjustment with that to put that S curve into it. I'm going to be holding up and left, so I'm going to go push it a little bit more up, just a hair, to make sure that I sort of match up with the roof that is there formed by the death plane. So let's see if I can make it out here. Cool. So I'm holding that same direction. Now the camera has switched, so I need to switch 180 degrees. So I was holding basically left. And if I want to force Sonic to go up, it's going to be weird because the controls are inverted here. Yeah. Camera's not great. Anyway, so I'm out of bounds. Cool. This is where the hard part really ends, but you still have to you still have to know how to do this. So I'm going to be using, as some stuff flies by, I'm going to be using it as landmarks to put Sonic where I think he needs to go. And you can even pause buffer this if you're not feeling too terribly confident. It helps to be able to slow it down and say, okay, where am I? Where do I need to go? And you can slow yourself down. Obviously, in a run, you don't want to do that, and you do have plenty of time to think about it as you're falling to the end. But if you find the need that it's going too fast and you need to slow it down when you're learning, sure, use pause. Works. So I'm going to try to play Sonic here. I'm falling more or less horizontally. I'm a little bit low and a little bit not sideways enough. So you saw that I fell through that wall. And this is my first clue as to where I need to be. So where I want to be, if you go to the very top right corner on the screen of those blocks, I want to be on the block that's on the top row, but one to the left of the right edge. So the one that's above the top left corner of my menu here, that second one in. And that will put us in a very good spot. I'm sort of I'm one down and one to the right of where I want to be, but I can fix that now because I know where I am. So all I have to do is go a little bit. I want to steer Sonic a little bit up and a little bit more over. And if I do that, I should be okay. Now, before I get to the block where the Chao is at the end, I'm going to have another chance to see where I am and make sure I'm lined up and where I need to go. So let's see if I can do that. So this ledge here tells me that I'm not in a great spot. So I want to be over to the left. I want to be passing through this slanty bit, not over next to it. So when I exit the pause menu, I'm going to do a homing attack and see where that gets us. I might make the block, maybe I won't. I'm not used to pausing like this in the middle of it and interrupting my angle, so I'm not getting the distance that I'm usually getting, and so it's all awkward, but really not tough, I promise. Once you practice it out, I'm sure you'll find it not so bad. The trick here is that once I hit that red block at the end, the camera's going to switch around, which is good for us because it means we can control Sonic normally. And Sonic's going to die. This seems like a not so good thing, but we can actually get away with it. The trick is that once Sonic starts dying, I won't be able to pause. If you get to the Chao before the screen blacks out, you'll be just fine. We do this with all the time with Crazy Gadget Skip. The trick is to die just slowly enough that you still make it. And you still have some time here to work. It's just I won't be able to pause, so I'm talking about it now. So depending on where I land on that red block, I'm going to try a homing attack or a bounce or a jumper, something that'll line me up for that Chao so that I fall into him, even if I lose control. And if I miss him, that's okay. It's really just a matter of practice, and as long as you can see how to get to the block, from there, your job is easy. Just step on the Chao's head. I sound like a bad person now. Oh well. So if you can land on the Chao, you're fine. So like I said, if I land on the block, cool. If not, that's okay. You'll know what to do. So I'm going to exit this menu and then homing attack. Oh, didn't even need to land on it. I love it when stuff works out. You can slam straight into the Chao and it works slightly faster, but landing on the block is better. At least if you want super consistency. And that's quite easy to do. And what's funny is that if you get to that block and you immediately get to the Chao and it's no problem, you win. Screen whites out, you win, everything's good. If you're a little bit slower than that, you'll get to the Chao right as the screen blacks out, and it'll white out because you won, and black out because you died at the same time. And then you'll respawn back at the checkpoint, and then the victory screen will sort of play weird. And the timer will still be running. That's okay too. You'll still win, it's just a little bit strange. But as far as I know, it doesn't waste substantial time, and it's just kind of funny. But it does look very strange. You still have control during that too. It's all sorts of weird. But it's okay, the game will still work, game will still end the stage, you'll win, you'll get a credit, off you go. And if you're slower than that, where the game blacks out before you get to the Chao, then it will be taken as a death and you'll have to do it again. That's not good, but you can train that out. You do have time once you hit the block that you can actually work with it, put Sonic in the correct position, and off you go. My favorite method is just running off the edge. It doesn't seem to oops there. So you can just walk straight off and land on the Chao, and it's really no problem at all. Anyway, that's Crazy Gadget Mission 3. I hope the little demos and the little model helped out sort of clarify what's going on with this trick. And yeah, play with it, have fun, and go fast. Thanks for watching.